Issue boy Nungunu in the house, back with another Arsenal news episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, no, I'm still not happy with all the whole Arsenal losing to Liverpool. Of course, I'm gonna stay like this for I don't know for how long, but yes, it's not a good time to be happy about it. So um, let us talk about the sad news that we have here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to announce that there will be a lot of sad news today because David Luiz, Kieran Tierney, lots of signs to worry. So James Ollie tweets out that David Luiz is out for a few weeks with knee injury, and Arteta was uncertain whether to whether he will require surgery or not. So talking about in Arteta's terms, Mikel Arteta opened up about David Luiz. He said that wait, so okay. On Luis, will he play again this season? He says there are a few possibilities on that, being a little bit more conservative with the treatment or having to go through a surgery. We're talking with the docs right now to make the right decision, but it looks like he can be out for a few weeks. It would depend on the decision to take whether he'll play again this season or not, David Luiz. If it is more conservative, it will be short term. If it is more radical, what he needs, obviously it will take longer. So James Benge also says that David Luiz is expected to undergo a surgery to the cartilage on his knee. Luiz has been undergoing several tests on his knee during the week, and specialist examination on Friday confirmed that he would likely need surgery. So that's the sad part. No David Luiz in the upcoming games for Arsenal, at least for a few weeks, and a few weeks would definitely decide Arsenal's this season whether they are going to achieve anything or not. Or, yeah, European football also, for that matter. Moving on, so talking about Kieran Tierney, well, also about Tierney, they had to open up about Tierney as well. Mikel Arteta on Tierney said he felt something in his knee. He was in pain, so it looks like he will be injured, but we don't know how long for. Well, Mikel Arteta does not know the extent of injury that Kieran Tierney has actually gone to. So Dr. Rajpal Brar says that Tierney getting checked by the physio and looks like he passed the initial testing for the left knee. He took contact while kicking and looks like the leg bowed outwards a bit with some rotation. Main concern is ligament damage, but foot wasn't planted, which limits stress. I think it was a precaution that he did not play. I think he's going to be back for the game against Slavia. But let's see if we are going to be ready without him or not. Moving on, so Emi Martinez has come up with another interview, and this time a lot of Arsenal fans are trying to curb uh, uh, their their anger. So Emi Martinez says there were many years suffering at Arsenal and having a bad time for not having my chance. Not because I didn't deserve it, but because they didn't give it to me. Martinez, in his 47th interview since leaving Arsenal, says, I showed what I had to do and that they could have given me the opportunity a little earlier. At no time did they tell me that I was not going to play or that I was. All the bad Sundays that I've spent when I was not summoned at the club came to me, or I went on loan to places I did not want to go because I needed games. Now, he's actually trying to be so. I think, you know what? I've had enough of respect to Emi Martinez. I don't have it anymore now. I just can't. I just can't wrap my head around this anymore. So yeah, it's becoming too much now from Emi Martinez. Anyways, moving on. So um, talking about Martin Odegaard, Mikel Arteta said that we have to get the best out of him. Then we will talk together this summer. What I want is for Martin Odegaard to be here. I know that the agreement is valid until the summer. We did many reports and analysis together with our scouting team and the board to identify the right players that fit our profile. Martin Odegaard was one of them. So, according to Sport Fitness, when he became available, we made a decision right away. We talked to the player and Real Madrid and we agreed on loan agreement. That's what Arteta said. We know that's certain scenarios that can vary and we cannot control, but the plan, yeah, that's what the earlier comments was about the transfer window. So Mika Richards had some words about Arsenal missing David Luiz. He says, losing David Luiz, he's a leader, a real leader. They've got Aubameyang, who's captain. I'm not in the changing room, so I don't know, but he doesn't look like he's motivating this squad that much. Even Mika Richards says that. So I agree. Also, Mikel Arteta says in his post-match press conference that now is a challenge. A challenge brings an opportunity. If you have courage, if you have big balls, and you represent a club like this, you have to stand up in the next game and take it. We gave away every ball. We could not put three passes together. It was too many simple things not done right. The basics weren't there today. At the moment, I'm in shock because I didn't expect that. And talking about whether the fans expect this kind of performance from Arsenal, he says, I don't need the fans inside the stadium to have a feeling that I have. We know how much we disappointed them, how much we disappointed ourselves, and now it's time to talk on the pitch, not here on the camera. Mikel Arteta, on what he said to the players at full time, he said they know I don't have to say much, that it was unacceptable for the standards of the club and they represent and the people who support our club. I think we have disappointed everybody, first ourselves, and it cannot happen. It's not about my message not getting through. You have to perform on the football pitch and put everything we talked about in there, and it's my job to do that, so I take full responsibility. We showed the level and point difference that shows the table against Liverpool. We were missing 5 or 6 players, but I don't want to use any excuse like that. The standards and the way we have to play are much better than that. That's why I take the blame. So talking about more stuff, here is the average position for everyone. Look at that. The only player that actually crossed the halfway line was Martin Odegaard. Only flipping Martin Odegaard, man. Look at Aubameyang behind the halfway line, and he's a fucking winger. Well, not only that, look and see the last 3 managers. Arteta's first 50 games, 21 victories. Emery has 25. Wenger has 27. Drawn. 12 drawn, 13 drawn for Emery, 7 for Wenger. Arteta has lost most amount of games amongst us. The win percentage is also the least among the 3. Goals scored 72, less. Goals conceded is less as well, 56 goals conceded. Clean sheets 15, which you must say is an improvement on Emery, but no. Moving on, so talking more about Mikel Arteta, well, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Neville had to say a lot of things, man. Neville said that he actually gave a very damning verdict on Arsenal. He says the crowd wouldn't be too different to what it is now. Actually, if they were allowed in, I think they would be really disappointed tonight, but the most disappointed man will be the manager. You can see what he's trying to build in these last few months. I was here for the Chelsea game when there were a number of withdrawals, and we thought it was a big chance for the young lads, but we also thought that they could have been swamped, but they didn't. They emerged. We saw a new Arsenal, but we've seen the old Arsenal here tonight, where they've looked very, very shabby. I haven't liked it at all from minute one. I used the term fed lions before. Just a real lack of hunger in the first half, lack of pace, lack of plan. When you're carrying too many who don't want to do the work without the ball to the extent that those 4 or 5 didn't in the high part of the pitch, his game plan is gone. It's not what he wants, so anything he wants to do is compromised. He knows where he needs to go, and he's got confirmation of that tonight. They're playing against a good team, but a team that weren't as confident as they could have been. He's not been able to exploit that at all. Well, it may have felt in the first half when you go in at 0-0, you're playing against a good team that you're being harsh sometimes. I feel like sometimes am I being too harsh on them? But I wasn't when I look back. No urgency, no life, no plan. I have to say I look at those eyes of Mikel Arteta. I think there will be an element of ferocity in them, because tonight he'll go home and say, if I don't know already, I now know what I have to do in the transfer window at the end of the season. So I think Gary Neville has given a perfect verdict, man. Cut these bullshit players off, man. It's too much now. It's really too much. Moving on, so Arsenal are in talks of highly rated fullback of Feyenoord this time around, because a report from Leah Smith says that Arsenal have already begun making moves in the transfer market ahead of the summer transfer window. The Gunners have recently held talks with Dutch side Feyenoord over the possibility of signing fullback Tyrell Malaysia. Now, he actually joined Feyenoord's youth academy all the way back in 2008. Since arriving as a young boy, Malaysia has gone on to force his way through the club ranks and establish himself as a first-team regular. He's raked up 78 appearances, also being awarded his first competitive debut in the Champions League in 2017. In all competitions, 78 appearances for Feyenoord. Despite nailing down his side's left back spot, Malaysia has attracted interest from some of Europe's biggest clubs, including Arsenal. A club's source has confirmed, a close source has confirmed to Court Offside that the Gunners hierarchy would like to sign Malaysia in the summer and have already opened talks with Eredivisie side. The transfer fee of around £8 million, £8 million have been discussed, with discussions expected to continue throughout the summer. He's okay, I guess. An okay lad, but okay, that's what I feel about it. So with this, we're in this episode. Let me know what you guys feel about the new fullback. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.